This tiny fig here is called Nerucciolo de Elba. It's probably the smallest fig that I grow, and it's one that a lot of people on the East Coast say does really well here. So let's take a closer look at this fig. Okay, this tree is called Nerucciolo de Elba. It's one that I've had for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years now. And it's kind of a slow grower for me. It doesn't grow real fast. It's one of the slower growers that I have. But it does put out a lot of figs. I'm getting, plenty of figs off this tree. And it has, I would describe it as sort of like a Violet de Bordeaux style of growth, which, it seems to stay pretty low to the ground, and it has these leaves that kind of look sort of similar to that. And then the style of fig is that small purplish sort of fig. But there are some differences, and the most significant difference is that this fig is really pretty small. This is maybe the smallest fig that I grow. I do have several small figs, some good small figs, and this is probably the smallest. When they're fully ripe, they're quite small. I mean, here you can see one that, well, actually that's just falling off the tree. But some other ones here, I mean, you can see how small this fig is here on this tree, and they really don't get too much larger than these green ones here. I mean, when they ripen, they really don't swell up that much, but they do change color, so they become a dark purple color like that. And it's been reported that these will dry on the tree, so you can leave these on for quite a while. They've got a really tight eye, so you don't have to worry too much about bugs getting in there, which is really nice. And reportedly they do dry on the tree pretty well. I haven't tried that myself because I'm usually a little too impatient and I just go ahead and pick them, but reportedly they can dry on the tree. So I did pick a couple figs already that I think were ripe. I probably could have left them on a little bit longer, but as I mentioned, I'm a little impatient, so I went ahead and picked those. So let's go take a look at the Nerucciolo de Elba fruit. All right, here we have the Nerucciolo de Elba fruit. I have 2 of these. As I mentioned, these probably could have been left on a little bit longer, but when I picked them, I didn't get any latex off the top, and they're a little bit soft. So I think they're probably ripe enough to go ahead and try these. And you can see just how very small this fig is. I mean, look at how small that is. Just a tiny little fig. As I mentioned, I think the smallest fig of all the different varieties that I grow. And there's the eye, super tight eye on this variety. So it, the bugs and stuff don't bother it really. In fact, I probably don't even need to be putting organza bags on this fig. I just put organza bags on all my figs, just sort of out of habit, to protect against the SWD. But this eye is so tight, I probably don't even need to do that. So let me go ahead and cut these open and take a look at the inside. All right, so here's the inside of Nerucciolo de Elba. It looks pretty ripe to me. It's got that wet sort of look that it gets when it's ripe. So these might taste pretty good. If I remember correctly, the skin on these figs has kind of a unique flavor to it. Kind of a, I don't know, maybe like even a bitter flavor. But I could be misremembering that. So I'll know here in just a minute when I go ahead and pop these in my mouth. But again, just a tiny little fig. I could eat a lot of these and not be full. So let me go ahead and try these. Nerucciolo de Elba. Yeah, not a huge amount of flavor on that one. Let me try this one. Yeah, it's not the sweetest fig for me right now. I am getting a little bit of that bitterness. Maybe, I don't know if that's the right word, but it does kind of taste a little bitter, the skin. Okay, that one was sweet there. So I think I need to leave these on a little bit longer. That last one had a nice sweetness to it. But just a tiny little fig. I probably need to let those hang on the tree a little bit longer to develop some more flavor. And we've had just a huge amount of rain here too, so that has been affecting the flavor of a lot of my figs. But that had a sweet flavor. I couldn't really pull much else out of those figs. They weren't the greatest Nerucciolo d'Elba figs that I've had. But you see how small that fig was. And it's just kind of a unique fig, and it's just such a tiny fig that it's kind of an interesting one to have. And it is really good against bugs and heat and stuff like that because it has such a small eye. So that was Nerucciolo d'Elba. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email, pete@figlife.com. And if you like this video, please hit subscribe. Thanks.